Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to this For Whoever reading. Let's see what wants to come through. Hope you all are doing well. All right, we have the journey coming out here. So, this is saying that something is taking place that has to do with life's journey. Okay. So, this may be one of those situations where it's just saying you kind of got to just, ride the waves of the ocean at this time and just kind of go with it because it's just kind of a process of life at this time. It may be that you also, are desiring a new journey in life. Let's go further into this and see exactly what this is for you. Ooh, I have a few coming out, but I'm not going to take them. I want to be really clear on this message for you at this time. So let's try that again. All right, let's keep going. All right, we have a couple coming out. I have nature and bond. Okay, so here it is just saying that there might be a little bit of a journey where either you are in, a new relationship, you're attempting to bond with another person or other people, and maybe you're doing it in a way of, nature. Maybe you're going for hikes. Maybe you've joined a hiking group and now you guys are all connecting because you have this in common. And now you're finding new friendships and new connections within this similar experience. I have conflict and peace. Okay. Again, this might be a situation where you're kind of navigating the journey of, having a little bit of conflict and, trying to find peace in those situations. So even when we are having positive things take place in our life and in our experience, we can sometimes, not really know how to navigate it. So even when things are going positive, like say, for instance, that, finding a new hiking group and finding new friends with similar interests, maybe that's the scenario that's playing out here, place it as it will. But here, this can happen where you're gaining new friendships, things are going great, but you might find that you have a little bit of conflict. So, things are really new and exciting at first, and we're really excited. And then suddenly we start to have a little bit of conflict because things start to, get more comfortable. And so we're finding that we might have, varying opinions on things with people. And so it might be creating a little bit of, some conflict within your situation or your group. And so you may be attempting to, ride this situation out and find some sort of peace. This may be also indicative of a journey of life that's taking place here with a relationship for someone. And it may be asking you to, get out of a state of a little bit of conflict that you may be in or feeling or experiencing with this person in this situation. And it may be asking you to take time to find peace. Maybe you're, just desperately trying to find, a state of peace in your mind and in your heart and in your being and in your world. And you're trying to just kind of sort through this situation. So it's advising that maybe you could go out in a state of nature, maybe take a walk, go to a park, maybe get out of town and take some time to really, contemplate and get clear on things. Okay. So this can be, a variety of situations that's playing out here. So, put it as you will and just take what resonates and leave the rest here. Of course, I have desert passage. Trust that there is a divine plan. Okay. So whatever's happening here that's creating a little bit of conflict in you, a little bit of chaos, just trust the fact that, there is, a plan here. Okay. Part of the journey is, traversing a little bit of conflict and trying to make peace with it with other people and other situations, friendships, groups, and, partnerships that we're in. And so that is one of the greatest challenges that we face in life and one that we likely face with almost every single person we meet, okay, in a variety of ways. So, just trust that things are working out the way that they will and that, they are working out for your highest good and that things will begin to sort themselves out over time, okay? Let's take a look. Let's pull some tarot, get a little bit of a deeper look in regards to this situation and just kind of see if I can find out what's happening here so that, we can sort some of these details out. Maybe something is a little bit confusing to you. Maybe there's something that you're not seeing and let's get some advice for you. Okay. So let's take a look at the overall energy of the situation. I have the 10 of swords. Okay, so no wonder. The overall energy of this situation is a very hurtful situation. This may be where, you've been very hurt by someone very close to you, whether it's a friend, a group, or, a partner that you have been very hurt by. Regardless, this has been a situation that, no doubt has been very trying for you. Okay. So no wonder you are in a state of experiencing some conflict and desperately attempting to, regain a sense of peace within yourself and perhaps even within this dynamic somehow. Okay. So again, just trust that things are going to work out. They're just taking a little bit of time. So trust the journey, trust the process, and know that things are going to sort out here in the near future. Let's go further into this and see what's going on here. Let's take a look at the recent past. In the recent past, I have the Six of Swords. So it looks like in the recent past, there may have been a lot of hurt in this situation, but in the recent past, you actually took time to, kind of maybe remove yourself from the situation and go into a better place. Okay. So whether this is a partnership and you've chosen to leave that partnership and, go out on your own and become single again, whether you've chosen to, get a divorce, or maybe this is a friend group or something that you have decided to remove yourself from because it just was not feeling very good to you. It was a little bit toxic and things needed to come to an end. So it looks like here in the recent past, you made effort to, go in a different direction and find peace for yourself. Okay. And actively take a step to do that. Okay. Now, this could be a physical step that you've taken and removed yourself physically from the situation. This could even be that you're finding your own inner peace in this situation, despite the conflict outside of you and the situation, still playing out, but you've managed to find a state of inner peace to help you gain clarity so that you can move in a direction that you're clear on. Okay. Let's go further into this, the present. I have the Eight of Wands. So in the present energy, again, this does look like you've actually taken actionable steps. So you may have gained a sense of clear-mindedness here in this situation, despite the conflict, and you were able to come to a decision that you needed to take action and move forward. Okay, so with the Eight of Wands here, it's taking fast action. So you've made a decision and you are actually moving forward. Okay, let's take a look at the near future here. In the near future, I have the Ace of Swords. So it looks to me that you are very clear on this. There is a sense of clarity that came forth in that state of peace and calmness that you maybe were able to find or gained some clarity on. You're in the midst of taking some action, or maybe you're even having a conversation with this person about this. And maybe you've been able to come to a state of clarity, a state of truth. Maybe there was a truth that needed to be spoken between one of you because there's a significant bond that is here. And maybe you guys just needed to let the dust settle and you were able to find clarity and, find a solution to what's happening here. Either way, it looks like some clarity's been found and a new state of action has been taken. And now you're going in a new positive direction. Let's get some advice for you. The advice is judgment. So this is asking you to make a final decision. Okay. Judgment is saying this is a call to action. So, if you are in a state where you are just kind of still contemplating, maybe you're starting to wonder if you've made the right decision, if you're going in the right direction, or if you need to move forward, or maybe you're having these conversations and thinking whether you should work something out, or perhaps this is the end and you need to move forward. It's just saying that the advice is you need to go ahead and be clear on which direction you want to go. What do you want to have take place in this situation? So answer that calling that is saying you need to make a decision here at the crossroads that you're at and make that forward movement, regardless of what it is, with the truth and the clarity that you will soon, find here. Let's look at what's hidden in case there's something that you're not seeing that might prove helpful in this situation. What's hidden? I have the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Okay. Again, with this Judgment card being your advice and then the Eight of Swords and this Knight of Cups coming out in what's hidden, it's just basically saying that, maybe your thoughts are getting you feeling a little bit trapped in this situation. Maybe, your mind is playing a little bit of mind games on you and you're just not really seeing things very clearly. But what this is advising is the advice that's being given is, and what's hidden is saying that you need to kind of tap into that heart space. You're not really seeing things exactly, clearly as they could be, because you need to make sure that you're moving in a direction that is, heart centered and following your intuition and which way you're being guided to go and what, direction you're being guided to move in. Okay. So you may be feeling a little bit stuck here in the mind, coming to a point of, needing to make a decision. Okay. Let's take a look at what you don't see coming in the coming weeks. I have the Two of Wands and the Eight of Cups. Okay, so here in the coming weeks, what you're not seeing coming in is that you are going to go ahead and make that final decision. Okay, so it looks like you're just attempting to, traverse this particular situation and make sure that you're doing it in a way that is wise. Okay, maybe you're trying to have conversations to make sure that whatever decision you're coming to is a wise one and one that you're truly, wanting to take and what's in the best interest for you. So here it looks like you're going to be at that crossroads. You're going to look at the different paths that you can go down, and you're going to actually make that decision, and you're going to walk away from whatever the situation is that isn't very satisfying to you. Okay. You're going to move in a direction that is more positive for you. So you just need to kind of take a moment to take a step back, take time to gain a little bit of a sense of inner peace, get a little time and space to yourself so that you can become really clear on this situation and know exactly what direction to go in. And you should be okay here. But it looks like you might be coming to a sense of clarity and truth and the realization that, it might be time to end this and move in a whole new direction. So I hope that you found this reading to be helpful. And until I see you again, take care.